Hey, welcome everyone to the weekly wrap up.
Weekly wrap up. Hello, everyone joining us from Getting Started in Crypto, and we're on X and YouTube as well. So for those who are not in Getting Started in Crypto, hello to you as well. Now it's just going to be a bit fun tonight, isn't it?
I was going to say it's going to be a slightly shorter one because I've managed to double book myself with time zone differences. So yeah,
so someone's currently waiting, and we are pushing through and doing the wrap up anyway. So without further ado, let's smash it out.
Let's jump straight into BTC. So this is my quantitative chart. You guys that have followed me for a long time know about this chart. It breaks down the cycles. We are right in the middle of the halving cycle. Right here. This is where we didn't quite get to that 85. We had a good go, possibly still one push up in this pattern, but we're right in the middle. So it does look like we're going to go sideways probably for the rest of this month. Sorry, but that's what it's looking like. So timing says this starts moving around May 1st, just due to the cycles and how they work. So looking at our BTC chart and looking at what the possible patterns are. So this is an Elliott wave expanding wedge pattern. So it's a possible bullish fourth wave pattern. So this is a potential. So this takes us to about 75K and then dumps us back down to about 58.5. So, you know, that would be a typical whale game, you know, big exchanges, you know, sort of ETFs, that sort of thing, slamming it down into the market. So that kind of feels that pattern. Or worst case scenario, we are in a WXY, which would look WXY, could be like completed, could go deeper. So likely the Y could go down to about 57, breaks down there, 52, breaks down there, 47. Don't think it's going to go that low. Stranger things have happened. Could be a wick, could be not. But we kind of know when we break down this region. We've got a very important pivot here, which is at 67. Where is it? 67,475. So about 67,500, depending on what exchange you're on. Now that basically says this potentially could be a wave one. So if we can break that now, then we know whether this is a wave one from the retrace of this next wave. So, you know, if we hold the low on this next wave, it's a wave one. If we, you know, obviously break down, it's not a wave one. So, yeah, so that's kind of what the pattern we're at. We're not out of the woods yet. I know everyone's cheering and going, oh, we held and that's it. And, you know, I've seen heaps of people going, oh, I got the pattern. But I don't think we're done yet. I literally don't think the pain is over. You know, I could be really completely wrong and it just goes straight up. And that's okay because I'm in and, you know, I'm just buying the dips at this point because, you know, around halving, that's what we want to be doing for the longer term bull market. I'm seeing lots of predictions of people saying that, you know, because we've topped out on this and we've got a new all-time high before halving, that's it. I don't think so. And as I keep telling you guys, this is a super cycle. So this is a super cycle wave 3. So we've finished our super cycle wave 1 with the high of the, you know, the last bull run. And then we've come back down. And then, you know, this is going into our wave 3. So wave 3s in Elliott wave move the fastest and they're often the longest. So that would be why we've broken the high already. That would be why retraces are quite small because third waves move quite fast. So I don't think these dips are going to be big. If they are, then insignificant in the whole scheme of things, unless you're margin trading and like heavily margin trading. these in spot just keep buying the dips. So, and that's kind of what it's looking like for Bitcoin at the moment. So, we're looking at that pivot at about 67,500-ish, and then coming up either for a D wave or a wave one. We know when this wave corrects what wave we're actually in. So that's what we're waiting for. Don't go celebrating as yet. We're not out of the woods. So a little bit of caution needs to be exercised in this present region.
There's the old saying, as one of our members, Aussie Bulls, just popped in the chat. What about sell in May and walk away? Is that a thing for you, or?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, if we go back, there has been that a lot in, traditional markets and that sort of thing. So if we go back through, let me go to the monthly chart, and we pull up some May sort of, let's have a look. There have been some, treacherous Mays, and there have been some really good ones. So, if you sold in May and stayed away, you were buying much higher in 2020. So, it started at about 7,000 and ended at about 10,000. So, if you sold and you were just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to sell in and come back in May, at the end of May, I don't think so. Then you had this May, where this is like, was horrible. So we obviously went from that point, which was 59,000, right down to our very bottom of the market at this point, which was about 30,000. So it just depends what part of the cycle it is. And, we're at the 2020 part of the cycle. We're not at the 2021 part of the cycle. So, yeah, I don't think it's a sell in May and stay away sort of scenario at the moment. So, obviously when it's bearish, I think you're going to get 2 good years of bullish, 2 years of bearish. They normally work for about 18 months, but that normally encompasses 2 Mays. So we can see in 22, we did have a horrible May as well. But previously, we have had good Mays when we're coming into bull runs. We are at the point of the cycle we're coming into a bull run. So really up to you whether you do sell in May and stay away and heed that advice. But I don't think it's the right part of the market.
Okay, cool. I know you've got a couple of alts lined up. Did you want to look at Ethereum before we get there?
Yeah, so let's have a quick look at Ethereum. So, potentially this is looking quite bullish. So we're sweeping up on the EMAs, the stock and the RSI are looking fairly sort of like bullish at the moment. So, we've got a hard resistance here that we've rejected a couple of times already. So 33.77. Usually like on the 4th time it'll go through, so it may reject one more time at that point and then a continuation up. Has ETH finished? We don't know yet. It might have one more wave down. So 3,500 is a key level for Ethereum. That's our pivot for Elliott wave. So if it doesn't break up above that, then potentially this is going back down to complete that 5th wave. So this is a 4th wave, a sub 4th wave that ETH is in, so of an ABC. And it's a very, very clear ABC. Now, it could be finished in this region and have a very truncated wave, but stranger things have happened and you never know. So, but, it's a good thing to be in ETH at the moment. Just watch that level 3,500 and potentially see where that goes. Okay. Another one was Solana. So Solana as well has a key level, which is our next top target. If you're a G6 member getting started in crypto. So 162 is the pivot and we're selling just below that. So yeah, basically what that looks like is just similar to what everything else is showing is, this is either a fourth wave or the commencement of a new wave. When we drop it back down to really, really low time frames, and we have a look at that low, we can see that potentially there could have been a truncated wave in there. It's kind of messy. So, in bullish markets, we do get truncated waves. So we have to make those allowances and watch for the pivots. And when we have a pivot and they get broken, then we go, okay, next pattern, and sort of move that way. But at the moment, it's still within a bearish pattern with one wave down until it breaks 162. For Cotty, it is almost at the point where it could be bullish. So 15, about 1.6 for Cody. And then if it breaks that point, this is a bullish chart and we're moving into the next pattern. Potentially, it could reject and come back down for a fifth wave here. It does look like when you go into lower time frames, it has got that really sort of truncated, messy waves. So again, we saw that a lot in 2020 where Bitcoin especially was doing truncated, really messy waves, which was really confusing. So, and it was really hard to sort of gauge without sort of looking at each level and each pivot that we were hitting. So for Cody, that's kind of what we're doing. It's looking quite good. It's hitting all the indicators. So this is a 4-hour chart, and it's, it's come up and it's retested the 100 and now the 200. So this is actually quite a good looking chart. So I think this might be a truncated wave here and be quite bullish. So I'll be watching to see if it does actually hold that wave one, which is about 109 on that one. So in the last one, I've had all you BSV people like going, give me a chart. Nobody else charts it. It's like as it gets removed and removed from exchanges. So let's have a dive into BSV and see kind of where we're going, what is the potential and what is possible. So it's not the ugliest chart I've seen in alts. So, that's got to be something positive that we're kind of looking at. Obviously it needs a little bit of help and it needs a little bit of volume to start entering. And it does look like, it's kind of holding levels. It's holding support levels. It's, sort of doing its thing. So the pivot for BSV on this current pattern is about 89.90. So if it can break above 89.90, now that's been a hard resistance for BSV over the last little bit. That's going to be, a strong bullish signal for this chart. So, we can see on the MACD, this is a daily chart. It is looking quite bullish. Whether that's longer term is unknown. We do need to break that 90 mark. So, and that's, again, I know you guys hate to hear it, but it's all dependent on what BTC does, because BTC drives this market. It drives everything in the market. So if BTC falls, it takes everything with it. It takes no prisoners, literally. So, that's what we want to see. So, we're looking, we've got a hard resistance at about 83 and then again at that 90 point. So they're two regions to watch. But again, I don't think we're far from the bottom. Whether we've found the bottom yet or we've got one more wave to go, it's not far. And, it's looking like it's going to be a huge bull run.
Okay, excellent. Right, we are going to probably have to cut it there. Any other members for getting started in crypto? Pop your chart chart requests in the chat, not chat requests in the chart. Okay, yeah. Requests in the chat. We will get to them there. Otherwise, super quick wrap up, but a super good one. Anything else, Lise, from you?
No, I think that's it. So, obviously, if you guys have any questions or need anything, I'm always on X or Twitter, and you can catch me and GSIC in the chat all the time.
Cool. All right. See you soon. Have a good week ahead.